Okay, hello everybody. So you clicked on this video because you want to know how to get into live streaming. I can't blame you. It's a very fun activity and it could potentially make you a lot of money if you reach a high degree or tier of it. I've been live streaming since January and I have a lot of experience with it as of right now. So I'm just going to be helping you get into this hobby, job, whatever you want it to be. This is just a warning ahead. This is my honest idea on how to set everything up and how to live stream at all. I'm not a master at it, I'm not perfect at it, and I could probably give more detailed advice, but I currently cannot really. I just thought you would all appreciate this. So let's go into part one, which is the setup. Now, you're going to have to set up quite a few things before you even begin your first live stream, right? The most obvious part is the channel itself. If you have a spare unused email or just a spare YouTube account, you can just use one. The most important part is you need an identity for your channel. A brand, if you will. If you're trying to be a video game streamer, like you can use an avatar as your identity, like as your character, as your profile picture, is what people see you as. So, for example, if you think of Ninja, you probably imagine of a guy with the blue hair that streams Fortnite. You need to think, if you were famous, what would people think of you as? If you're in a certain niche, you can have a nickname that relates to your topic. Bucket Kid came to be simply because it was the avatar I first chose to use with my channel. Just as an example, you need to make sure it's decently short and recognizable. Okay, so that's just your brand. After that, you're just going to need something to help you stream, an app or an application or whatever you call it. If you just used YouTube's base live streaming service, you're not going to have the quality, the customization that you get with a separate application. The main two most people tend to use are Streamlabs and OBS. I have been using Streamlabs ever since I began, so I cannot give any advice on how to use OBS, but I will be helping you under the idea that you will be using Streamlabs to help you set this up. I use it because it's easy to use and customize, and it's mostly free to use, so there's no paywall to start the hobby. If you struggle to set it up, you feel free to use other tutorials. They will likely be either in the description or I'll have them up right here. Now, come back if you have to look at tutorials once you're set up. You're going to need to find what games you're going to actually use in the stream, or what niche you're going to stream. Sometimes you can just stream 1 to 4 games like I do and just stick with those specifically. You could stream a specific genre of game or a specific niche, or you can just stream a multitude of things, of games, hobbies, niches, etc. You have to find a balance of this between popular and enjoyable for you. Okay, so if you just stream the most popular games online, you might not enjoy them, right? That will lead you to you just not being as enjoyable to watch, because if you're not enjoying it, you're not gonna enjoy streaming, and thus you're not gonna have as fun reactions, or you're not gonna be as enjoyable or active or energetic, right? But if you just stream an indie game with 5 players total, unless you're already famous and have a lot of viewers and who consistently watch your content, nobody's watching that, right? Once you find a good balance, now we're going to move on to setting up the rest of your brand. Now, on Streamlabs, you're going to need 4 windows or screens, as I tend to call them, which will be the main setup for you, which you'll switch between, and that's what the audience will see on the live stream. Now, to start off, you have your main live scene, as I like to call it. Now, this is literally just what the screen you're going to use as you're playing the game or doing whatever you are, right? So, this is the one you're going to need to spend the most time tweaking and editing to make it look just perfect. You can add a border if you want. You need to find the right spot for your chat and your notifications for like when people subscribe or maybe even donate to you. So you need to make sure it's good, but remember that you can always come back and tweak it every time you live stream and change it depending on what content you use. So you can have multiple live scenes. So like if you play if you live stream, like if you do live streams which are like writing or like reading books or reacting to things, you can have a separate live stream for that compared to a live stream you would use when you were, say, gaming on live, right? So your next screen is going to be your starting soon screen. This is really self-explanatory and most streamers have it. It's going to be the screen that people will see for the first 30 seconds to a minute of your stream, which will just allow you to check everything set up and prepared, because streaming is quite energy draining. It makes you quite tired afterwards because you're just sitting there, you're constantly talking, you're constantly moving, you're constantly playing, right? So you just need to make sure everything's ready and you just need to be prepared. It doesn't have to be too fancy. It could be a drawing, it could be something nice, it could just be a black screen and text. And then your ending soon screen is basically just the vice versa. YouTube tends to take a minute to fully shut down a live stream for you. So this is what your viewers will see as YouTube shuts it down. So it's even less important than the starting soon screen in my opinion. Now the fourth screen I'm going to talk about here is optional, but I would personally highly recommend it. The fourth screen is the taking a break screen, which you can put up there and the viewers will see if you need to rest for a moment, if you need to go to the bathroom, grab a quick snack or drink, etc, etc, etc. You want to make this one fun so that viewers are encouraged and willing to stay. If it's like a little GIF or something like that, then it's a lot more fun to watch when viewers are just stuck looking at that for like 5 to 10 minutes maybe, if you break for that long, but usually I only break for 2 or 3 minutes. I just want to say quickly that if any of this info has been useful to you so far, if you've been enjoying the content or anything, please consider helping me out with a like and subscribe. I hate to be corny like this, but I do appreciate it. Next is your artwork. If you're bad at this, you can practice it, or you can commission someone to do it for you if you have some spare money. You're gonna need to be able to design thumbnails and your profile picture at the minimum, right? You can do more artwork for the channel, like you can do art with your starting soon and ending soon and taking a break screens, but at the bare minimum, you need to be able to create your profile picture and thumbnails. If you're lazy like me, you can create a template for your thumbnails. I'm going to put up my templates that I've used in the past, so I can just add like certain images to the side of it and like some text, and then that keeps a consistent theme as well, which is really useful. So if you're not willing to draw a new thumbnail for every single one of your streams, if you're streaming a lot as well, then that is really useful in my opinion. If you want to go even further with artwork and stuff like that, you can create a PNG tuber or even a VTuber, which will match to your camera or mic depending on which one, in order to make it look like you're talking. If you want to be a PNG tuber, which I am, and I have a PNG tuber model talking to you right now, I would recommend looking at tutorials for ZeodoTube Mini. The spelling will be up here. It's easy, it's free to use, and is really basic to set up. It took me about 15 minutes to set up, besides 2 hours if you include the artwork I had to do for it. However, all of this with PNG tubers and VTubers is completely optional. You have no need to do it if you want to. You could use a webcam as well if you wish to, but that's also just a separate thing, right? You're going to need 4 things specifically to start live streaming, right? You're going to need a laptop or a PC that can run Streamlabs or OBS, 2 monitors. This can just be your laptop screen or PC screen and a phone if you don't have one. A pair of headphones and a microphone, obviously. Now I need you to tap the button on Streamlabs that looks like a calendar to the left of the Go Live button, and you'll schedule, and this is how you schedule a live stream. Tap the date you want to stream on, set a time, and now tweak the settings of it. You want make sure you have a good title, description, and your thumbnail set, and make sure to set the privacy to public and the category to whatever fits. I usually use gaming or entertainment. The latency setting is effectively how long the stream delay is. So with every streamer, the audio, what's being broadcast will probably take usually about 7 to 10 seconds to go from what they're doing to your screen, right? So You then have to, so lower latencies will mean that the delay is less, which will allow you to talk to viewers more fluidly, but it will also lower the playback quality. So it's mostly just deciding on whichever one you value. Make sure Made for Kids and 360 video are completely turned off. You do not need these at all, unless that's specifically to do with your niche. Like if you're streaming to kids, maybe, but I still wouldn't do it. But DVR should be enabled to allow playback and rewatching of your streams. Once you've reached that point that you scheduled it for, you want to tap make sure it's about 10 minutes before you're set to go live. Tap the go live button and pick the event you scheduled on the top button. You need to you just need to double check all of your settings. It doesn't tend to change it, but in case you made any mistakes with it, it makes sense to just have it fully set up so you don't have to worry about anything, because like if you have no description or no thumbnail, that's not going to be good, obviously. At the bottom there'll be 2 new settings, which are auto stop and auto start. This will basically just allow you to start and stop the stream from Streamlabs itself instead of having to go into YouTube Studio. So I always have those on. Make sure your mic is working, your headphones are connected to prevent reverb. So like if you're using speakers, that will be fed into the microphone, right? So that'll create a reverb that sounds very bad to watch or listen to more so. And have your second monitor, if it's a PC monitor, just have it on Streamlabs, or if it's a phone or a tablet, have it waiting for the stream to start. So, and now click the go live button once it's that time. So now on to part 2, which is live streaming itself, the part you're probably here for. Maybe, I don't know. My first advice for you is to try and be unique with what you're live streaming, right? With the topics. Have a gimmick, a hook, or something that makes people want to choose you over the sea of other people trying to stream Fortnite or stream Roblox, right? Viewers pick my weapons, doing blank every time I lose, and every round I do a certain challenge. They're all good ideas, simple examples that can make you stand out as more unique, and maybe you'll get picked more over the seas of people streaming to 0 to 2 viewers at a time. Live streaming demands you to be chatty and emotive. If you speak in a flat, monotone voice, or if you barely chat altogether, you won't get a viewership. Make sure to use jokes, discuss the topic of the stream and what's going on right now during the stream. Using the second monitor, make sure to talk with your viewers and read your chat, especially when you're starting out. If your audience can get responses from you, they'll enjoy the content more, and it's much more fun to talk to people during your live stream rather than just ignoring them, in my opinion. With being emotive, you have to find a sweet spot. If you're making over-the-top reactions every millisecond, you'll feel fake and weird. It can work occasionally, but it gets tiring and enjoyable for you fast. You want to find a sweet spot when it comes to how long you stream for. Now, this is heavily dependent on the game you're going to use, right? If you're playing a hyper-intense game, then maybe an hour max, because it exhausts you, it drains you, having to talk loudly, do the game, interact with chat, and balancing all these things at once, right? But I tend to stream an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours, usually on average. It can vary though. However, whenever it's possible, make sure you stream for at least an hour. If you stream for longer, you'll have more opportunities for viewers to click on, more retention. It's just a lot better for getting an audience, if you will. But make sure that you're putting your mental health and enjoyment much ahead of audience or money, right? If you don't want to push yourself too hard. If you're feeling tired and stressed after 30 minutes of streaming, just end the stream. I would rather you enjoy it and have fun with it rather than just pushing yourself because I can make money from it. That's not why you should be streaming in the first place, in my opinion, though. I think it makes more sense to put up a fun, enjoyable 2-hour stream every 2 weeks rather than a boring hour-long one every day, right? If you don't keep yourself sane or enjoying it while streaming, you're gonna burn out, you're gonna just stop. And then all of that push was worth nothing. Don't push yourself. I'm not saying you can't or shouldn't push yourself. If people are starting to catch on, start to do more, right? If it's impossible for you, a stream schedule can be very good to set up when preparing. I personally don't have a schedule. Only streaming when I want to is a lot better personally for me in my life. But I don't have too much to say to this compared to the actual setup. You kind of just want to just be yourself and enjoy it, really. As long as you're following some steps I have here, then you should be good when it comes to getting an audience and people enjoying you. Well, that's about it for what I have to say about live streaming. If you found this helpful, please consider supporting me with a like and subscribe. Good luck out there live streaming, and hopefully I'll catch you in my next stream. Goodbye.